I know it's late, so I'm going to go fast because who has Shazam again? Okay, now here's a better question. Who's thirsty? Oh, wow, that's not enough hands. So you guys, those of you who have the app, know Shazam as an app. You know, as this music app where it's the home of music discovery. So this is where people come to discover that it's Daft Punk playing. What people don't know about Shazam is Shazam's actually been around since 2000. Shazam started building the database 17 years ago. Back then, it was a premium SMS service. You would send a sound file off to 2580. That was the short code for Shazam. And a few minutes later, you would get an SMS message back telling you the name of the artist and the song. Today, it's become a verb. So Shazam has been around long enough that it's a verb. Let me Shazam that for you. It's like Google or Skype. So it's a verb across all languages. I actually had an argument with our development team in London because they would have geshazamt von for a Shazam from somebody. I'm like, it's not geshazamt, it's Shazam, Shazam, Shazam. In Ukrainian, it's Shazam. The app has now actually been, the reason why it's a verb is because the app has been installed by 1 billion people. It's been installed 1 billion times since 2008. So we were one of the first apps in the App Store. I'm American, and the first commercial for an iPhone in the US was actually someone using Shazam. So they just had a commercial of the Shazam app experience as the benefit for having an iPhone. Here in Germany, the app has been installed 55 million times since 2008, and we have 7 million monthly active users on average. On average in 2016, the app was installed 858,000 times per month just here in Germany, and that's just with organic. There's no marketing behind that. And also for usage, the app is used over 1 million times per day here in Germany. So that's a lot of data. This is actually something I like to show. This is a heat map of where people actually use Shazam in Germany over the course of 1 month. I hope I'm not going to offend anyone from Mecklenburg-Vorpommern or Ostbrandenburg when I show this, but there's a bad cell reception there. I also say cows don't have cell phones, but that's a different joke. This is just a bit of who our audience is. Our audience, if you look at the age ranges, everybody thinks that the Shazam audience is really young. Actually, the Shazam audience covers everybody who loves music across all age ranges. There's a couple of demographics about our users in terms of what they're into. They're into health and fitness, beauty products, that sort of thing. But this here is actually kind of what's interesting. It's where the, as our CEO says, where the magic happens. So the name Shazam actually comes from a genie in a bottle. When the genie from the bottle grants your wish, he always says Shazam. So Shazam is magically granting your wish of telling you that it's Daft Punk. Here you can see what people actually Shazam in Germany. This is data on the genre. So of course pop is #1 because that's what the radio station is playing most of the time. Most Shazams come, look, 78% at home, 78% while you're in the car. So this is a lot of people listening to the radio. 30% are at the work, even 20% are at the movies. So this shows you people are in different places. At home, 78%. People are using the app in different locations. So around 3 or 4 years ago, we started looking at how people are consuming media. And one of the reasons why Shazam was actually built was for people wanting to know what's the name. People would go into Google and say, what's the name of the song from the E.T. movie or whatever, or what's the name of the song from the BMW commercial. So these would be Google searches back in 2000. Now people would just pull out their phone and they're Shazamming while they're watching TV. And so that's why we created a TV product within the app. So people are consuming media differently. 78% of people will use their mobile phone while watching television. So a good example of this is my wife is from Stuttgart, so that means she watches Tatort all the time. And while she's watching Tatort, I'm sitting playing on my phone, texting with my friends on WhatsApp about how bad the episode is. But there was one episode, I think it was Polizeiruf 110. This is like last year. And all of these shows are the same. There's like a kid on a school field trip finds a dead body next to a lake. Then there's an hour of the two police detectives arguing about who gets the coffee with a lot of like fly-in shots of whatever city they're in. And then there's a flashback to the murder scene. The producers always find some cool music. So this particular episode, the flashback to the murder scene was set to Child in Time by Deep Purple. And I personally have never heard the song before. I just recognized the singer's voice and knew it was Deep Purple. The next day, I go into the office, and I have a colleague, and she's from Chemnitz, so we always look up the Shazam Chemnitz chart for the weekend. And Child in Time by Deep Purple was number 3 in the Chemnitz Shazam chart. So I called one of our data guys, and I said, can you look up this song for me? And he comes back, he's like, it's very strange. Typically, this song is Shazammed 11 times a day worldwide, but on Sunday night at 9:30 in Germany, it was Shazammed 27,000 times within the same 10 seconds. He's like, can you look into why this might be? Well, it's Polizeiruf, and people are actually Shazamming while watching television. And so that's why we created this product using the audio recognition. So there are 38 million tracks currently in the Shazam database, and the average Shazam takes around 3.5 seconds. So that's across all the Shazams. So there's 20 million Shazams a day worldwide. Out of those 20 million Shazams, the average is 3.5 seconds. So the way we do that is we actually put the songs into the database and assign them a track ID. So that whenever you pull out your phone and you're listening, it's not actually listening for Phil Collins' voice in Land of Confusion. It's actually listening for that specific track ID that we have overlaid in our database, and so that's why it can detect so quickly. We can now do this with any sound file. So in this case, we actually did it with Magnum chocolate bars. This TV commercial, was running in 4 countries, and it was Shazammed 160,000 times across those 4 countries, mainly because of the song. But I'm going to play you guys the commercial and show you the user experience. So the commercial starts playing. I like the song. I hit the Shazam button, and it immediately recognizes that it's the Jack White song, but not the Jack White that I'm hearing on the radio. This version has been pitch shifted, and it has been assigned its own unique ID so that it knows to match it to the commercial, not to Jack White played on the radio. And then we built this custom experience instead of the standard Shazam tag result. So this is how we connect this. You guys don't want to hear the rest of the song, do you? So that's how we do it for TV. And using the same type of audio recognition, we can take the sound files from any sort of radio commercial or any sort of radio product. One of the things that we're actually doing with several radio stations here in Germany is we will create pitch-shifted versions of songs for select radio stations so that if you are Shazamming the Depeche Mode that's being played on Radio 7 in you go to the Radio 7 web page instead of getting the standard Depeche Mode tag result. This is actually a video of a campaign we did for Parship DE in Austria. This is good because it shows you kind of how we can tie video, online mobile video, to radio. So we created a video that we could tie to this audio file. So whenever the app hears the audio file, it immediately takes you to a synced video so that you can see the person who's speaking.
More and more partner agencies create fake profiles to improve their offers. Parship inspects every profile manually. To communicate this accurately, radio spots were broadcast, supported by synchronized videos.
Liebe Hörer, der folgende Spot wird durch visuelles Zusatzmaterial unterstützt. Aktivieren Sie jetzt die Applikation Shazam auf Ihrem Smartphone, um unseren Sprecher nicht nur hören, sondern auch sehen zu können.
Hallo, mein Name ist Ramon. Ich bin 34 und Manager in einem internationalen Technologiekonzern. Ich bin 1,85 Meter, habe dunkle Haare, bin sehr sportlich und muskulös und wurde auch schon mal mit Hugh Jackman verwechselt. Ich laufe Marathon, liebe die Oper und zeitgenössische Kunst. Ich bin leidenschaftlicher Koch, denn gesunde und ausgewogene Ernährung sind mir besonders wichtig. Den nötigen Ausgleich geben mir Ausfahrten in einem...
Okay, so you guys get the joke. But this actually was very difficult for our team to be able to sync the audio, so we had to actually sync the audio file mid-files, because not everyone Shazams at the same point in the audio file to the video. That was very difficult for our team to actually accomplish, and we've run similar campaigns 3 times now. So it actually does work, but our team always complains to me when we do stuff like this. This campaign actually is also using audio recognition, but it uses it a little differently. So I was telling you about how we have to have a pre-recorded version of something. So this actually won the German Media Award for Best Brand Experience, and this was for Les Paul. I'm going to show you a video, but I'll just explain it. So Swedish metal guitar player Björn Gelat had his own Les Paul guitar, and he wrote his own guitar solo, and you had to prove your skill in order to buy his guitar. So let me show you this. It explains a little better than I just did. Oops. Well, I guess the video's not working, so I'll continue to explain it. So we created these in-store displays that would have the music written, and you would have to actually Shazam yourself. Playing the guitar solo, and only if you played perfectly enough would it then give you the website to pre-order the guitar or have a chance to win. So it was quite difficult. But in order to set this up, Björn Gelat himself had to play the guitar solo 200 times with 200 different guitars and different setups, and we had put I think it was 800 different versions of the solo into the database, because we didn't know what kind of amp you were on or what kind of guitar you were using. So we had to put in a ton of these audio files just to be able to match the correct one. So that is the audio recognition. What people don't know is, because we have this big database with 38 million files, and we've become sort of this ever-present recognition app, we now have visual recognition. So we created Visual Shazam about 1.5 years ago, and the product's gone through some changes since it released in beta. But basically, we can make any sort of printed material Shazamable by putting that printed image in our database, and it works similar to how we've done with audio files. So this next example is actually one also here in Germany that we did with Service Plan for Stylight.de and InTouch Style magazine. We hijacked the entire magazine to turn it into a Stylight.de catalog. So let me see if this one will play. Yes.
Stylight is Google for fashion. The one place where you find everything. To prove this, we hijacked a whole fashion magazine with the Fashion Mag Hijack. We put an ad in the front part of a popular fashion magazine, telling readers that with a new visual function in the Shazam app, they could conveniently scan any page with fashion. And instantly get the items through Stylight. This is how we did it. We bought the magazine in the first second after release, and within 1 hour, scanned every fashion page. Created Stylight URLs with matching products, and linked both in the Shazam database. With a single ad, we turned a whole magazine into what Stylight is all about. The most convenient shopping experience ever. A dream come true for every fashionista. The issue became a bestseller, literally. With thousands of scans, an average conversion rate of 38%, and 186 products sold out.
So, yeah, we basically hijacked the magazine. So that's all stuff we've done in the past. What's new for 2017 is now we've kind of taken a different approach with the visual recognition, and we're now using these codes. And everyone always asks me, what's the difference between a Shazam code and a QR code? The difference is that QR codes, no one has a QR code scanner. There's 22 million people walking around Germany with Shazam app on their phone that can pull it out and know to scan a Shazam code if they're given the correct call to action. The other issue with QR codes was that QR codes have been around since 2010, and in 2010 we weren't able to give consumers good mobile experiences. So whenever you had your first QR code experience, you would go to some website that probably wasn't even mobile optimized. It probably wasn't designed for your phone, so there was a really bad experience. What we have now is we have augmented reality experiences that can do things like this. I see a Pepsi can, I scan it using, you see now this is the new homepage from Shazam with the camera function. I scan it, and then it can take me to any sort of VR, AR experience that you, or as a marketer, would want to have. So this is actually a Shazamable code. So if you have Shazam, you can actually Shazam this. It'll take you to the BMW playlist. This is also Shazamable. This one is the first augmented reality campaign that we've done in Germany. It's for Harry Styles. Does anyone here know Harry Styles? He's the One Direction guy. Okay. Wrong. It's a wrong. You're not 17-year-old girls, so I will forgive you for that one. But if you look, so here I'm going to actually demo it. So I have Shazam out. I pull up the camera. The camera, I didn't test this, so hope it works. The camera detects. And now, if I have enough data, it's going to play the video. So now I can watch his music video against the wall. So you see, on my phone, I have a music video. And now I can play around with it. So these are the ways in which we can create user experiences from, this is actually a billboard that's hanging in Munich right now. I'll send it to you so you can play with it at home. So this is one that was live in the States. This was actually a game that they created. So if you Shazam this, it'll take you to a little game to prove you're not drunk. And then if you can prove you're not drunk, it'll give you $6 off on a bottle of tequila. People always ask me if that's like a big thing. I'm like, how do I know? Do I look like I drink tequila? So basically, this was a big campaign that Beam did for Cinco de Mayo, which is the most important American holiday. So it's actually Cinco de Mayo is Mexican Independence Day, and it's the excuse to eat tacos and drink tequila. So this one was actually very interesting. It was the first AR campaign we did in the States. It takes you to a 3D game. Other things about Shazam, so as we're continuing to evolve, the app is getting redesigned. The new redesign came out. This is what it looks like. We can now rebrand the entire app. So these are the types of things, if you're a developer, you should always think about what is the next thing, not just like how can I continue doing the current thing. One of the next things that we've done is we've launched a Snapchat partnership. So you can now actually Shazam music while taking a snap. How many people here have Snapchat? Okay, again, not 17-year-old girls, so sorry. So we're currently doing 400,000 Shazams through Snapchat a day just here in Germany. And the reason people say, well, why would we do this? They're a competitor. And the reason why we're actually doing this is because if you saw, our audience is actually adults. This function within Snapchat actually opens our experience up to new users that we currently wouldn't have. And the thing that our team in the States is most proud of is last Thursday, we launched the Beat Shazam game show that's hosted by Jamie Foxx. It was the highest rated show on Thursday night in the US, and it's basically people are in teams of 2 and they have to guess the song faster than Shazam. For $1 million. Apparently somebody's already won $1 million by beating Shazam. So thank you all very much. I hope that this was beneficial to you guys, and if you have any questions, just see me after.